Hi juniors, we're back again. That's for my 9s and 10s. So this is going to be kind of a different week because we're actually going to review everything we've done up till now. So that means we're going to look at some of the past stuff that we've gone over in our theory. So what is that stuff? Well, so far you've done lines in the treble clef, spaces in the treble clef, lines in the bass clef, spaces in the bass clef. So what are our lines in the treble clef? Okay, remember our rhyme? Every good boy deserves fudge. And we always start at the bottom. So if we have 5 lines, go up there, running out of room. Then it's every good boy deserves fudge. We always start at the bottom and go up. And our spaces in the treble clef, they spell face. F-A-C-E. And same thing, our space is F-A-C-E. We always start at the bottom and go up. Bass clef is a bit different. Our lines in the bass clef are great big dogs fight animals. And I've pointed out to some of you, and you've picked up on this pattern, that if you actually look up at the treble clef, it's just over by 1, right? If we start every good boy deserves fudge in the bass clef, we just start on the G. And funny enough, there actually used to be a rhyme. It was good boys deserve fudge always. So in the treble clef, every good boy deserves fudge. In the bass clef, good boys deserve fudge always. I never use those two because I always get the two confused. But feel free to use that. And that's that one pattern that you can say that it offsets by 1. All right, and our spaces in the bass clef do kind of the same thing. So if we start over 1 for the bass from treble, we same thing. We start on an A. All cows eat grass. Okay, so same thing. In the treble clef, we start on F. If you go over 1 to A, you can start that same pattern there. All right, so those are note names. So try a few. Here's a little quiz. What's that note? Give you a second. If you said B, you are correct. So always make sure you check your treble clef, or your clef, sorry, whether it's bass or treble clef, and then just do your rhyme. Every good boy. Oh, that's a B. All right, let's try another one. Well, it's this note. Okay, if you said F, you are correct. Because remember, it's F, then A, C, E, so that's F. Good. How about this one? And this one's a tricky one. So if you know the bottom line is E, what's 1 back from E in the musical alphabet? Gets you D, and then what's 1 more? C. Good. And so that's a C. We in fact call that middle C because it's in the middle of the treble and bass clef. All right, here's some bass clef ones. So what's this note in the bass clef? Give you a second. Right, it's an A because we're all cows eat grass. All right, let's try another one. Give me a second. Good. Yep. C. Good. And last one. Good. I gave you some low ones there, didn't I? Yep. That's a G. Great big dogs fight animals. So that starts on a G. Excellent. All right. Then we had note values and time signatures, and that plays along with rhythm and whatnot. So first off, we have notes. Running out of room. Oh, I have to do over here. All right, so let's do some note values. All right, so that big guy there, called a whole note, gets how many beats? Good, if you said 4, you are correct. This guy here is a dotted half note. See how there's a dot? Good. So how many beats? Well, a half note gets 2, and the dot adds 1, so that gets us 3. Good. And a half note gets 2. And a quarter note, this guy here, gets 1. All right. And trick question. This is an 8th note, and this is an 8th note. What does one of them get? Right, a half beat. And so we get 2 halves, which together then they equal 1 beat. So it takes 2 8th notes to equal 1 quarter note. Good. Now for every note, we have equal rest. So for whole note, we have whole rest. Dotted half note, we have dotted half rest. For half note, we have half rest. For quarter note, we have quarter rest. And for 8th note, we have an 8th rest. Okay? So every beat of noise, we also have the similar beats of silence. Good. And we also dealt with time signatures. For example, and I'm just going to, I'm running out of space here to draw. Let's do time signatures in this happy-dappy little box. I said all of your numbers are going to be a 4 on the bottom. So you never have to deal with the bottom number. You will if you get into grade 11, but not before then. So it's just your top number, and your top number can be 2, 3, or 4. If it's 2, that means 2 beats per measure. 1, 2, 1, 2. And you've seen me conduct that. If it's 3, that's 3 beats per measure. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Again, you've seen me conduct that. And the final one is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, that's probably the most common one. And because it's the most common one, sometimes we see it written as a C, okay, for common. And that's the one you'll usually see me conduct in class because it is, quite frankly, the most common time signature we play. All right, take a look at any of that scribbling for a second before we move on. All right, and you can copy any of this down too, have it as a nice handy dandy reference sheet if you missed it the first time. But we're moving on. All right, so sometimes I'll ask you a question. I give you the time signature. See, here are the time signatures. 3, 4, 2, 4, 4, 4. We've seen these, we know them. And I'll ask you to add in the bar or the measure to break it up, okay? So I'm gonna try this one with you guys. And then you can try and figure out the rest. I bet you can. So basically, it becomes addition. And by making you do math, I'm making you do grade 1 math. Because basically it is, how many beats is a half note? 2. Half note, 2. What's 2 plus 2, folks? 4. And that's the time signature we're looking for, so 4. And so we put our thing there. Quarter notes, 1, 1, 1, 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 4. Bar line goes there. So I'm just making you add to 4. You just have to know the note value to help you add. That's where you get your number from. So dotted half note, for example, gets 3 beats and 1. So 3 plus 1 is 4. And at the end we have a whole note and it's worth 4, so we don't have to do anything. Good. Let's do one more together. Let's do 3, 4. So here we go again. We have 2, 1. You know what? This time I'm going to put all of the note values in and see if I can see things. 2 8th notes. Remember, if they're holding hands, they usually get 1. Here's another one, 1, and 1. All right, now I just need to add up to 3. 2 plus 1, 3. 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3. 3 beats all by itself. 1, 1, 1, 3. Fantastic. All right, I'm going to leave you the last 2 to do on your own because I believe you can. All right, the last thing we've tackled with tones and semitones was how to do a scale. And I know you're wigging out already going, no, don't make us go back to tones and semitones. Okay, I won't. We're going to go right to scales and key signatures because that actually is the easiest way to figure out how to do a scale. And once you've got that figured out, you actually never really have to go back to tones and semitones. So let's try. We'll see how my writing is with this small little stuff. So let's say I want let's start with F, an F major scale. So I need to know the key signature for F major That's the first thing. And some of you have figured it out. If you go look on the side wall, there's a circle of fifths. Some of you have the circle of fifths in your band folder. Some of you took pictures of it, which was awesome. Some of you have figured out the pattern, although the pattern won't help you with F major. It's the one other one you have to kind of memorize. So take a second, figure out your key signature for F major. Going once. Going twice. And sold. So our key signature for F major is 1 flat, B flat. That's it. Now I can go ahead and do the F major scale. Now remember, a scale starts on the note we're asking for. So if we're asking for an F major scale, guess what we're going to start on? An F. And I'm going to pick a nice low one. There we go. So I go from an F to an F. Now, before we did key signatures, you would have had to pick tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. You would have had to figure all of that out. We don't have to do that now. Because if we have the right key signature, it's done for us. It's fabulous. Okay, so that's all done. Let's do one more. Just to trick you up, I'm going to do it bass clef. Okay, so we're in bass clef. Oh, and let's pick a key. Oh, let's do D major. Okay, so figure out the key signature for D major. What sharps or flats does it have? Going once. Going twice. And sold. Yes, it has 2 sharps. F sharp and C sharp. Remember I told you guys they always go in the same order. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's treble or bass, they always go in the same order. F will always be first, and it's always that F in bass clef. In treble clef, it'll be, where are we going? That F, okay? Remember, they go in order. Father Charles goes down and ends battle. So they always go in order. So if you have 2 sharps, they're going to be F and C. And some of you have figured out the pattern that if you take a C and go up 1 to D, oh look, D major, what we're trying to start on. So there's a pattern there as well. And so same thing, we're asking for a D major scale. We've got its key signature, so now we just have to start on a D. Oh, I'm getting better at this. Ooh, okay, that one was awful. And middle C and a D. I start on a D, I end on a D, and again, I don't have to worry about that tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone pattern because if I have the right key signature, it does it for me. Yay. All right, I'm going to have you do 2 more for me, 1 treble, 1 bass. Okay, you can work on them. Bass, you can draw on your own trebles and bass. Okay, this one is going to be B flat in the bass clef. Oh, and let's have an A major in the treble clef. All right, so give those a go as part of your review. And on Theory Thursday, back to your review assignment sheet, it will cover all of this stuff. All right, if you have any questions or if there was anything on the review you didn't understand, of course, come and see me during MSIP. This week I'm in 140 because I have my history class there. So come and bug me. I love to help with theory. All right, good luck.